All right, everyone. Well, there's a big debate this year about whether to send your kids to school or not. But it seems like, for the most part, a lot of them are going to be virtual, which is something we've never done before, had to experience before, which is why we need a doctor's help. And we like this doctor very much, Dr. Anna Maria Temple, a pediatrician, who now has a Zoom background. She's getting a little professional on it since the last time she came on the show.
That's right. Listen, you know what? We all get to learn new tricks because the virtual way of learning is, I feel like I'm in school every day too, trying to make it a little more interesting and a little more bougie, if you will, on Zoom.
Ooh, she's got a production budget now. Look out. Avatar 6 is going to be filmed at Dr. Anna Maria Temple's house. Okay, now I'm a little interested in this hot topic because I'm not challenging you because I have no authority to do that, but my optometrist is, because when I went to my optometrist to get glasses, he told me that the blue light thing was he didn't say it was a myth, but he said it does suppress your ability to sleep, but all the concern about it affecting your eyes is kind of blown out of proportion by the glass merchants. So what do you think about blue light and how it affects our children?
I have had the same conversation with ophthalmologists that are actually my good friends, and we actually went at it for a little bit. It is totally the true story. But what I'm seeing in clinical practice is that not necessarily that the children's affecting their vision, it's affecting headaches, brain drain, focus, memory. They're getting brain fog. And the children that do use blue blockers are able to maintain their stamina on Zoom longer with less headaches and less brain fatigue. And that's hard to measure in a study per se, and the studies have not been done on that specifically, but from clinical practice, I do see in a portion of children, it makes a really big difference. I have my clear ones, and then these are going to be 30 to 40% blockers. And then we have the yellow ones, which are going to be more like 79 to 99%, 80% blockers. And the ones that have red lenses are 99% blockers.
So you're saying that if I dress up like Janis Joplin, I'm 70% more covered?
You're going to be better looking, yeah.
There you go. Wait, help me understand. Were those special glasses, or is it just in general, if you wear glasses, you are more protected from blue light?
Yeah, no, so these are specific blue light blockers, and
okay.
these are clear. So a lot of kids that don't think that this is cool because they're yellow, but they can do the clear ones. It's just going to be less protection than the yellow lensed ones.
Okay, now let's talk about the other kind of light. White light, yellow light comes from the sun. I found your notes very interesting because you were saying how being in a dark room can actually suppress your memory, and I find that to be mind-blowing.
Absolutely. When you're in a dark room with stagnant air, you just get fatigued. The body gets fatigued. The brain doesn't like to see the same thing over and over again. That's why we're seeing so much burnout. The brain wants novelty and new, and especially our children's brains, they operate with a midbrain, and the midbrain is always like, what's light and bright and fun? You know what that is? Sunshine. So after you do your Zoom classroom, you usually get about 10-minute break. Make sure the kids go outside in the sunshine and kind of see the light of day and see trees and birds, refreshes the brain, so now they can return back to Zoom and be ready to go with the next class.
It's so true. I think a lot of us experience this. We're used to having at least one thing to break up their day with a meeting that's face-to-face. So for me, I interview people in studio face-to-face, not through a screen. So by staring at a screen all day, I don't know about you, but I'm getting headaches by like hour 4 of work. They come in.
100%. And it's especially if I see patients and I'm not taking a break, I just feel so drained at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly. Next point, let's talk about video games. It's a pastime that has only increased. There's the mother's eye roll. That's not the doctor speaking. That's the mother.
That is totally a mother's eye roll because I fight this battle every day, right? My kids that are in virtual classroom, one is 17 and one is 14. And what they're doing is they sit on Zoom, they do their lessons, and then they play Minecraft or Fortnite or whatever game they're playing, and then they get back on Zoom and they do classroom, and the whole thing repeats itself. So by the end of the day, from 9 or 8 a.m. until 4 o'clock, they've been on Zoom, Minecraft, iPads. I mean, it's nonstop. So what my suggestion is, after school is out, no more electronics, no more phones, no more electronics, because that is simply too much for the brain to handle.
Just medically speaking, not as a mom, medically speaking, that's a lot for the brain to handle that much screen time.
100%. What I saw during the transition when we had, in March, when everybody went from in live to virtual, I had so many children in my clinic coming in with tantrums, inability to focus, bad mood, yelling, anger, irritability, and it was directly associated with how many hours they were on screens.
Also, I don't know if this is just us and maybe it's age related and not them, but like my fingers hurt. Do your fingers hurt? I'm starting to like got to do this every once in a while. I'm losing blood flow. You know what I'm saying? Just typing all day. It hurts.
They don't seem to be bothered by it because all they do is this and then they do this. And then, it doesn't seem to bother them at all. I do get fatigued.
Okay, let's touch on a subject that isn't as fun to debate as video games, but it's even more important, and that's teen depression. Listen, you and I and our viewers were teenagers at one point. We know that there's a lot going on in your brain because it's changing every day.
Changing every day. And just since COVID started, the rate of teen suicide have increased by 600%. That is really scary. And the biggest trigger, the biggest risk factor for teen suicide and anxiety is social isolation. So if you're sitting in your room all day, behind that screen, it's dark, it's dingy, you're not seeing anything else, you are just a little more at risk for depression and anxiety. Sometimes I feel like for the teenagers, we have to drag them out of their rooms with the jaws of life because they're just like ingrained in there. They like grow deep roots. And that's not okay. We have to be aware that we have to make them go socialize, because just because you see your friends on Zoom does not mean that the brain is making that connection. The brain wants in-person interaction to thrive.
Yeah, I get it. I always think of the Simon & Garfunkel song, I Am a Rock, and how people can feel so safe when they're isolated, but you need human interaction. It can make your endorphins go up. That's how you do it.
Right. We're not humans that are supposed to live in isolation. Humans, we're social creatures, and we pick up energy from one each other, and we pick up the good vibes, the bad vibes, but that's how our bodies interact with one another. And alone in your room, not good.
Absolutely. Dr. Anna Maria Temple, her website is drannamaria.com. We always learn something when you're here, and we appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much. It's been great.